We're gonna do a 3-part video series. First impressions, under the hood, and an 800-mile towing review with the 2026 Ram 1500 with the Hemi and the 392 gears. I've never towed with a Ram 1500 with 392 gears before. I've had a lot of Hemis, but never one with this gear set. So I'm curious to see how it will do daily driving versus the Ram RHO with the 392 gears and the Hurricane. What's it look like under the hood? We're gonna get it back on Critter's Garage hoist and do a video on that. And then we're gonna do our towing review, which we've done with the other trucks, and we've got more to come on this. All right, now let's do our first impressions on the 2026 Ram 1500 Big Horn with the Hemi and 392 gears, coming from the perspective of a current and past Hemi owner, but multiple Hurricane RHOs. Let's get into this. Now let's compare this to the Hurricane. That right there, guys, is why you buy a Hemi. The sound of that exhaust, especially that was updated on the 2026 Ram 1500 Hemi, it's got a new unique tone and it sounds much more throaty. If you've been following the channel recently, you know we've done a towing review on this, a Ram 2500 and an F250, all 2026 truck. Now we added in the 2026 Ram 1500 Big Horn with the Hemi. What's changed from the old Hemi? Actually not much, guys, in full honesty. Really just a new exhaust. It's hard to tell back in here, but there is a different exhaust system in the muffler area on this, and it sounds a lot more throaty. The tips look pretty similar, but it is the exact same engine, the exact same e-torque system. First look over this truck. This is a Big Horn truck. You can see this has LED headlights, reflector style. This one does not come equipped with the 360 cameras, but it does have LED fog lights. And if you notice, this one is not the off-road package, so it does not have the tow hooks down below. Has some nice looking 20-inch wheels with some Bridgestone Dueler HLs. This is, I think, tungsten blue. I gotta confirm, this is a pretty sharp looking color. Let's look at the interior. Soft touch on the top, I like this. Soft touch in the middle, auto down windows, power folding mirrors. What I like is even in a Big Horn, which is a cloth interior truck, is how premium this looks for even a base level truck. Let's look at the payload on this truck. 1,557 pounds, not too bad. You can kind of see cloth interior. This has power seats. It's got a nice, I'm not gonna call this a leather steering wheel, but it's some sort of like leatherette material. The seats in this truck are very comfortable. All right, let's do a startup sequence. You hear that exhaust, it definitely sounds awesome. Steering wheel, not a lot different from the RHO. It's not a flat bottom, but the material feels really nice in the hands. I like that. You can see you got adaptive cruise control, good layout of the buttons. This is where you control, this is where you do your drive modes. Here's where you do your gears. Now this is one difference versus some of the other Rebels or the RHOs. You do have the dial shifter still. You have 2-wheel drive, 4 auto, 4 high, 4 low, and you can turn off the start stop with the Hemi. This has more of the traditional gauge cluster, and I actually really like it because you keep the standard analog gauges, but you still got your digital stuff in the middle, which I'm a big fan of, especially when I tow, the things I'm looking at stuff like this. You got your vehicle info, idle time, fuel economy, coolant, trans temp, oil temps, all individual. I really like this. And by the way, I'm curious to see how the oil pressure is at an idle. 34, let me give it a little gas. Man, that exhaust sounds great. Oil life, there's your battery voltage, tire pressure. There's your driver info. This does have, I believe, a lane centering system. This has an auto dimming rear view mirror. Got a nice sunglass holder up top. Sun visor where you can program for your garage door openers, vanity lighting, and both driver and passenger side. I like that this truck still has upper and lower glove boxes. I wish my RHO did have this. This has a hard touch material on the dash, but it looks pretty decent. Got Alpine speakers center, and this is an area of the Ram I really dig. You got the 12 volt and you got some storage in the middle. This is the Uconnect with the 12-inch system. Does have the integrated brake controller. You've got front and rear parking sensors. I want to see how quickly this moves. Got our home button, media, comfort, nav systems always take a little bit longer to load, phone, vehicle. Everything seems to work pretty good. This is very, very much like the Uconnect 14 system, just a little bit smaller screen. You still got your redundant controls on the side, which I actually prefer more. You do have heated seats, heated steering wheel, and you can change the zones. I think that's awesome. Same for the passenger, and you have dual climate control. You got 2 cup holders. You got wireless charging on one spot, USB A and C. Nice storage on below, and you do have a 400-watt plug down below. Change holder here, storage in the middle. This truck is just filled with good storage. Not a lot has changed there. And then this we actually used the other day, where you could put, if you had kids in the back seat, this area right here is made where you could put a tablet vertical and kids can watch from the second row. This one's not equipped with the sunroof. We'll go over the options here in 1 second. Let's check out the second row real quick. Okay, second row. Still, this is not a soft touch up above, but it is soft touch in the elbow pads. It's good storage in the sides, storage in the back of the doors. You got a USB A and C, storage in the middle. HVAC controls in the rear, 400-watt plug, nothing down below there. This one does have the storage down below, which is nice. And let's see, you do have a cup holder, sliding rear view mirror, speakers in the headrest, LED headlights up above, hangers for clothes, and then you do have really good flat storage in the Ram here. This one does not have the partition you could add after the fact, but look how nice and flat that is. I like that. See if this is a capless gas. Yes, it is. And look, it says no E85. This is also, I'm gonna show you suspension wise. This is a coil suspension. It's got a drag link, and you can kind of see your arms. This is actually pretty similar to the Ram RHO. It's just a little bit longer travel, but the architecture is identical. Backup camera, let's see. Slow touch tailgate. This does have the spray and bed liner. Got LED lights, got a 400-watt plug. Let's see if this is power up. I don't believe it is. Nope. See, we got 7 plug, 4 plug pin. There's your hitch, lighting. This is LED. These are reflectors and the sides of the window. These are reflector lights, but I believe the backup might be LED. Need to confirm. I'm gonna show you some things I really like about the Ram. See this right here in the bumper, the plastic, how this goes around? The leading edge of the bumper is always the area that gets beat up from rocks, and you can kind of see. The fact that they put plastic there to take the damage where you don't have to worry about rock debris and everything, I think is really nice. Same for the rocker panels here. So everything kicking off the wheels is hitting plastic, not a surface that's going to rust. Plus you got these nice wheel lips, which are also taking the abuse, which is plastic, not steel. We're gonna look under the hood. In a separate video, we'll kind of deep dive underneath the powertrain of this. Now let's go do a quick drive loop and let's see how this thing does. Things I forgot to include. This does have a telescoping steering wheel, not powered. This is where you turn on your outlet in the rear bumper. That's important to remember because I've forgotten that in my Ram and connected a cooler in the back. You got all your lighting controls here, and here's where you pop the hood. We're gonna make sure our drive mode is set if there's an eco. I think there's just auto. We're gonna reset our fuel economy, and let's start our loop. So I'm really curious to see how the Hemi does with daily driving with the new GT exhaust. I think it's gonna sound, it sounds awesome right now. It sounds, actually, I think it's by far best in class sounding exhaust. Other than like Raptor R and TRX, I think this is the best sounding exhaust in a pickup truck available right now from the factory. It sounds amazing, but I'm curious, how's it gonna do towing? I'd be curious to get your guys' thoughts. What kind of exhaust tone you like when you're towing a trailer for long distance. Ride quality right now is phenomenal. Our roads in Michigan are in horrible shape, and this thing is just soaking up the bumps. Actually, I think it feels even softer than my RHO. All right, we're gonna get onto the highway real quick. Let's see how this thing accelerates. Man, I would never get tired of this exhaust sound. It sounds awesome. Let's look at the RPMs and see what we're looking like getting on the highway and speed-wise. Now I'm accelerating it, I would say fairly average acceleration. Kind of see we're getting up to about 2,500, 2,600 RPMs. And there we are. We're on the highway now, 70 miles an hour. Let's see where this thing settles in RPM wise. With the 392 gears, it's gonna be interesting to see where this thing's at on the highway. Okay, so far on this first part of the trip, we have not had it kick out of overdrive, which is good. That's what I've been wanting, and I'm just gonna confirm and show you guys. If we hit this down button here on the steering wheel, so we're in 8th gear right now, you can see it on the steering wheel. So you can kind of see at 72, 73 miles an hour, we're at about, I'm gonna say 1,700 RPMs or so. Let me drop it down to 70. Yeah, probably about 1,700 RPMs at 70 miles an hour. We're gonna get off at the halfway point now, and we'll do the return side, and we'll capture what our fuel economy looks like on the highway. All right, let's see where we're at for fuel economy. Got a flat here, we're not drafting off anybody. About 20, 21 miles per gallon. That's really good at these speeds. This right here, guys, what I'm trying to see is, can I tip into the throttle and it not downshift? We've done 3 hills so far, and the Hemi has not downshifted at all. And I'm happy to see this because now I'm curious to see what it will be like when we tow our trailer, because if this would have been downshifting on these little hills, it would be shifting a bunch with a trailer. All right, we're gonna finish up the highway part of the loop. So far, guys, I would say I'm pretty impressed with the driving manners of this Hemi. Engine is off, and you can tell because you see the green light right there. We're gonna now see how noticeable is the start-stop when it engages when you've got the loud exhaust in the Hemi engine. Right now the engine's off, and this helps for fuel economy. That's why you do it. You can actually turn it off if you don't want it, but I just want to show you guys how noticeable it is. There it is. You notice a little burble right in the exhaust, but otherwise not bad. The vibration in the vehicle is not bad, nothing too crazy. Feedback driving, steering feel feels great. Pedal feel feels great. Seat feel, this is a really, really nice driving truck going down the road. For day to day, man, if I wasn't doing off-roading and kind of needing a little bit more off-road capability, in the day to day, I think I'd almost prefer a standard Ram just for the driving comfort. This thing just is so nice going down the road. All right, we're gonna pull back in. Let's see what we got for fuel economy. 18.2 miles per gallon over the 17.8 mile CTech mini loop. Not bad. Let's see what this backup cam looks like. So this is not a 360 equipped vehicle, but it does have pretty good clarity. I was playing around with it, and you can see the resolution is really good. I like that you can zoom in. We'll use this feature on the hitch, but not bad. We'll use the zoom in feature on the hitch, but not bad. Well, what's the point of having a Hemi if you can't hear this thing? Let's go give this thing a rip and hear what the exhaust sounds like from inside the cab and outside the cab. And we're gonna do this in sport mode. I'm gonna first just do an average acceleration so you can kind of see what it would feel like inside the cab and what it would sound like outside the cab. And then we're gonna give it a 0 to 60 roll with kind of more of a rock scenario. Here we go. Close to 60. It sounded pretty good. All right, first impressions of the Hemi. Honestly, guys, I'm more impressed than I thought I would be, and I'll tell you why. So far, first impressions, the exhaust sounds good, but it's not obnoxious going down the road. It's actually pretty quiet. It's actually probably almost as quiet as the RHO going down the road exhaust tone, which I thought was pretty good. Fuel economy, 17.8 miles per gallon, and a windy day like today, not bad. Considering we're in winter blend fuel, we just did a power boost recently, and it didn't get much better fuel economy, and that's a hybrid pickup. Going down the highway with the 392 gears was very easy. It was not downshifting, which I liked. All right, now we're gonna do the next video. We're gonna get under the hood, and we're gonna get a master tech to get his thoughts and perspectives of this Ram 1500. Make sure to watch all 3 of these videos, guys, on the Ram 1500 Hemi, and we'll give you our final thoughts at the end. Thanks for watching.